So let's talk about some of the key features that we have to implement, or some of the other functionality that a trusted computing base must have. We have to have a complete mediation. We have to guarantee that there's no way to get to a resource without going through the trusted computing base, okay, or the reference monitor that it implements. We have to have a trusted path. Remember, trusted path is needed because otherwise what could happen? Well, some malicious program, a Trojan, for example, can spoof the interface of your trusted system, and the ultimate trusted system is your trusted computing base. So it could look like the operating system, and you may think that the login is being, you interacting with the OS. A trusted path allows you to guarantee that when you think you're talking to the trusted computing base or the operating system, you indeed are talking to that system, which of course prevents programs, malicious programs in particular, keyloggers. A quick example, if they're trying to log your keystrokes or keys that you press to figure out your password or whatever it is. So it prevents these kind of programs from tapping the path, okay, from keyboard where you press your keys to the system where these key presses are captured. This path has to be trusted, and the result of that trust is that malicious programs are not going to be able to gain access to it and be able to tap and see the information that is being sent over it. The next thing we have in terms of functionality or features, we didn't talk about that. A lot of our focus has been on sort of the prevention side, the idea that, authentication, make sure it's the right person, access control says the right person gets access to, a resource that is being requested. The thing is that, no matter how hard we work at prevention, things could go wrong. Somebody can steal your password, for example, and they can log in as you. If we keep an audit log of what has happened, what objects have been accessed, when, by whom, well, this sort of an audit log can come in handy when some abuse or misuse might actually take place. So prevention, if it's not 100%, then you have to go to detection, and having a log would help you with that detection. Typically, detection is that for some definition of unusual, you see some unusual activity in the system that potentially means, attacker has gained access to it. And that unusual use can be, the analysis that you do. The detection is possible when you have a record or log of what the system did. Keep in mind that this will only be useful if we actually look at the log and you're able to correctly assess when there is an abuse. Okay, so although audit, we're not going to talk a great deal about that here, but Lamson, one of the pioneers who worked in security, actually had this thing called the gold standard of security. This was based on the 3 AUs, the authentication, the authorization, and finally audit. Periodic table symbol for gold is AU. So the 3 AUs actually define the gold standard for security. And the third AU typically is audit, function that system. So I said it's useful only if you look at it, but also it's only useful if malicious programs are not able to tamper with it. Okay, so its integrity obviously is going to be important.